All right. Hello. I am pretty excited about I'm going to do a few videos here. It's almost 1 in the morning my time, but I'm going to take the time and make a couple videos because um some pretty cool updates here. So, first of all, Mike on pick 34 SUG, thank you very much. He um did a little something something for the now, as you can tell, you go to the chances chart or whatever chart you're looking at. Here, let me just go over here. So when you look at this, you got the SG. Okay. I'm not looking at any of this stuff right now. I'm not paying attention to that. I'm not even looking at any of this right now. I'm just looking at the SG. Now, what's cool is watch this example. Look at Tennessee morning. All right. You got purple. Now, actually, I'm going to start from the back here. I'm sorry. Let me go all the way down here. Watch this. We're back I'm sorry, I'm like fumbling around here, my words. Okay, so we are now before Halloween. Now watch this. Look at the green. Okay, ready? Look how consistent. Of course there's going to be consistency. It's just the way it is. But, I mean, there's a gap there, about the same one at the end there. All right. All right. And now, here we are. Everything points that there's going to be a green coming up here. I called it out the other day for Pennsylvania for the 2-1 that hit. I said California. I said California's due for a purple, and California. There's a 5 that's due too. But so look at this purple. That was screaming purple. Look at that huge gap there. Purple hit. Look at that. You can do the same thing. Look at the purples. There's a huge gap there. No, actually, not that big. But here's the new thing. This is what's cool. This is SB Colors. So now the single box pair pattern, you can do SB Colors. You can do it now. You can break it down by green, purple, and red. All right. So that's the new thing right here is these, and it's awesome. And I'll show you why. And I'm still learning it. But first of all, you go to inspection. Oh, that's my folder. But you go to SB Colors. Go to 1%, or I'm trying to figure out like where is that threshold where they really flip, because these, I think they just flip. I mean, there was already a couple already disappeared here today that were in here that I looked at. So right now you have Mississippi, green is due, and you have Pennsylvania midday, a purple is due. Now I typically look for the ones that are not singled out. I look for combined, but even in that, okay, it's gonna hit. The California one was in here just a few hours ago or whatever, and that's gone now. It starts you off with a pool of 40 numbers. Okay. Now this is based on if you think a single is going to hit. Remember, these are not doubles, but I mean, if you're playing doubles, you're playing doubles. But if a double hits, then you take that chance, and that's what I do. I mean, it's the way it is. Unless you're going to try to, the SBP the pairs, that one includes the doubles. And I'll show you something on that real quick too. I'm going to make a few different videos so they're not all so long. So, but this is really cool. So you can break it down by colors, right? So here's what I did. So I'm going to go to let me see the 4%. So I seen Tennessee morning that a green is due. All right. So that's how I went over there and I looked at the example there. And I went over to Tennessee and I was able to tell that, yeah, green is due. Okay. So I think a green is probably going to be hitting here soon on the morning. Is it going to be tomorrow morning? I don't know. I'm just saying it's going to be hitting. So it's a smaller pool. Instead of fishing out of a pool of 220 box numbers, I'm fishing out of a pool of 40. All right. I don't think a double is going to hit. So, I mean, it could. You got some zeros here, triple probably hit, right? But, there's always, people always say, well, how do you know it's going to hit? You don't know it's going to hit. But what do you want to start with? You want to start with a smaller pool, or do you want to start with 220? I'd rather start with between 40 and whatever, 80. This particular stuff has 40 each. All right. And look how consistent they are. There's gaps when there's doubles and stuff. That green's going to hit. And see, here's what you can do with it. Now that you looked at the inspection, the 1 to 10% chart, you notice that Tennessee is green, ready for a green hit in the morning. Now you can go over to this, okay, the graph chart, and you'll see that you go to SB Colors, all right, you go to numbers, you graph, look at this green. Green is yellow. Oh, 13 draws, right? That's the next one that's due. It doesn't mean it's going to hit. It could go 15, could go 16. I don't know. But here's the thing. Watch this as an example. Let me just jump up to some here. Look at 3. Let's go to, I'm just 9. Maryland, 5. Let's see. Let's go this way. Evening, we got 4. New Mexico, 6. Ohio. I'm just grabbing I haven't even went to these, so I don't know what they really are. So South Carolina, 6. The longest out. See that? 9. You know what I'm saying? Canada, 3. 3. 6. See? Look at that. Midday for California. Purple is due for California. It just hit for the combined, but it's due still for the midday. You don't think that? Look at that. That's only 2 of them that are over 10 so far. Arkansas, 5. Georgia, midday, 5. That's as long as it's been out. You know, they flip very consistently. Okay. So when I say Tennessee morning green is going to hit, Tennessee morning green is going to hit. It's out 13. There's only a couple of states just randomly picking that they're even over 10. You're going to see this hit really soon, if not tomorrow morning. And here's the numbers right there. That's it. So you can take these. Now, I'm not saying play all these. If you have the money, sure, play them. You could compound it and get wins off that. But here, that's a small pool to start with. You can copy that, bring it over to the slasher, go over to the other charts, see what keys are due. Whatever, break it down high, low, even odd, however many you want to try to get it down to, you know, and then play that smaller pool of, 5 or 6 or whatever, and maybe get it that way. Put a little bit more money on it instead of trying to play the whole thing. I'm never saying play the whole thing unless you have the money to do that. You could flip these around and play them straight too, and probably get and probably just keep compounding it if you wanted to. What is that? A couple hundred straights, 240 or something. I don't even know. But that green's gonna hit. This is really cool though, because so now after you do the colors, what you can do is you can break it down. All right. So now I'm going to take this, I'm going to break it down. Since I know green is due in Tennessee, now I'm going to go down to the actual green, and I'm going to look at what is the most, first I like to do it by graph. It's easier for me to see it. So 2 is the most outstanding pattern, and remember, each pattern only has 5 numbers in it. Okay. But here's the deal. 2 has been on 104 draws. Do I want to put my money on that? Not necessarily. Now, what I recommend is doing is just playing all the green, taking all the green, put them in the slasher, and start breaking stuff down however you do, cut sums, root sums, all that stuff, right? And then when you get down to, say, half of this or even a little less than that, then you can say, all right, what's left? Is there anything even in the 2 left? Maybe there's only 1 number left. You know what I mean? That's why I like to do it. And then also you can look at it like this and say, okay, which one hit last in the green? The last one to hit in the green was the 21. Okay. And then let's go and look at that once. So the last time green hit, it was a 21. And then the previous time a 21, previous time a 21. So maybe it's due for a change on that. 20, 22, 22, 21, 1, 20, 24, 22, 23. Really likes that 21, doesn't it? But the 1, 2, and 3 haven't hit in a while, have they? So I wouldn't, like I said, I'm not saying go and play just one unless you can get what it is. Like if you go over to the information page, you can see what those are. So right here, these 3 and these 5. Those are the green. Okay, you can just copy the whole shebang, and from here or from over by the here by just going to the reduce numbers by options and copy the whole thing if you wanted to. But I hope you see the potential in this because it's pretty darn awesome. Doing this stuff is a little bit more tedious and a little bit more work if you don't want to do that. But I'm telling you, just by just go this stuff here, keep it all like 1 or 2%. Mess with it. Tell me what you're finding. If you see something, a good ratio where they're flipping a lot, because like 1% is not always the one to go for. Sometimes, depending on the filter, you want to do like 3, 4, 5%, because then they really flip. Sometimes 1% means just ice cold and be out forever. But, like when you're looking at single digits or not single digits, but you're looking at triple digit combinations and stuff, I ain't playing that crap. I ain't playing stuff that's out 600 draws. And I don't care if it says 0.01%. I ain't playing that. So now these aren't going to last. Mississippi and Pennsylvania will be taken up. I can't put a time on it. Of course, it's a lottery. It could, you know what I mean? So somebody say, "Oh, you said that was going to hit and it didn't hit." Well, dude, it's a freaking lottery. I'm just saying we're always trying to reduce the numbers. We're always trying to beat the odds. And the way you beat the odds is you create, like David over on Lotto-Odds, you create smaller pools. That dude wins all the time. He's always winning. People always giving him crap. And all he's doing is he's creating smaller pools and he's playing those pools and he's smart, like he said, using logic. And this works. And I'm going to do another video here in a minute and how I combine states for wins. I'm going to show you that, how I combine states for wins. I should say, my biggest wins have come off of that. Okay. Not just combining, but just like doing like one state even. But I'm going to show you exactly, I'm going to break that down a little more depth as to how I do that and how I get those pools and how I'm able to work that to my advantage. Okay. Now, right now I just want to talk about this one though. This is pretty awesome. And so what you can do is you can also break it down on the inspection here too. You could do it on the 1 to 10%. You could do just purple. Let's see which ones are all purple right now. And look at this. So you got California evening, Connecticut, Florida, Maryland, Pennsylvania. These are all purple. And purple hits all the time. What you could do now with this information is you could do like, let's say Connecticut midday, 6 is out. What you could do is you could go over to the frequency chart, okay, and then you could go to, I'll just keep it on Tennessee for now, but what you could do is you could go to the frequency chart, go to descending, and then do like maybe, if you go out like 8 years, watch what happens. Everything's just going to balance out. So you're not trying to do that. And see, when I redo my straight tracks, when I redo my straight tracking that I want to do here in the next month or two, I'm going to make it so that certain ones hit more than others. And you can do that. You can put it in your favor, because if you put more 12, 13, and 14 sums in certain patterns and certain colors, guess what? They're going to hit more. So when you see those out, it's coming back real soon. So there's ways to put the ball in your court in many ways. So, and so anyway, you don't want to do 8 years. So you want to do like 2 years. Okay, you don't even want to do 2 years. Let's say like what am I doing here? 30 days. What is hitting 30 days? So it's not really as useful as it is when you're looking at like the SBP, the actual SBP patterns. See, this will give you a better look. Like if you go out like 9 months or something like that, it's going to show you definitely ones that don't hit as much. You know what I mean? Certain ones hit a lot more than others for the actual pattern itself. But actually, that's what we're looking at right now. Anyway, I'm not looking at the actual colors. So like 6 or whatever. I'm not doing that one right now. But so you look at where would 6 be on here? Well, here, let's just do that. Fine. Okay. All right. Connecticut. Was it midday or was it just in general? It was Connecticut midday. And let's see, Connecticut midday. Now, where's 6 on this? 6 is way down there. It's only hit 5 times. And the top one's hit 15 in 9 months. See that? So it's definitely slacking. If you go out 3 years, 6 is down to 30 compared to 48. So it climbed a little bit, but that's still pretty low. And I just want to see what it says at 8. Where is 6? So 6 jumped up to 90, 106. So, I mean, look at 23 and 3 and 1. They hit a lot less than those. But that's not what I normally do. I'm just saying, like, this is more tedious if you're trying to break down, the actual color, what's due. I think it's better off you're just doing, what colors are due. Find a color and then go and look at that state. Now, look, if you go to like 5%, how many more are there? Actually, not that many more. So you can look at these too. You go out a little further because I'd be interested to take snapshots of this and see how fast these turn, how fast these flip, because they flip quick. Obviously, you can see that. And you go to any state, doesn't matter what state you go to, these things are always flipping around. So one's out for a while, it's going to come back, especially if it's down to that 1-2%. I would be watching these if you're playing online or if you're playing in these states. So pretty cool. You can do the same thing on the chances. You can do it on expectation. You can do it on frequency, which I really don't even do the expectation. I just do frequency. Same freaking thing. So I feel like it is. I know there's different little things about it, but I just do the frequency mainly, and I do the chances chart. And then I wanted to say one more thing on this video, on the pick 4. Okay. First of all, let me just do it on here too. This is amazing. Okay, if you go to the single box pairs pattern, these are constantly hitting. I mean, I'm telling you, if you just go and do a little research, you'll see right away, you'll agree that these are hitting all the time. Look at Tennessee morning, 9 is out 17 draws. That will not last long. I promise you that. I just keep flipping through this and practicing and just jumping to the previous day and seeing like what hit, and these can get up, to 20s and sometimes even into 30s. But here's a cool little thing. Not Florida, but just in general, the pick 4 doesn't really get high. When it's like 12 to 14, 15, 16, it's going to flip. Okay. Like, look at this one here. You got 6, 15, 10, 1, 8, and 9. Those were used at midday in Wisconsin. Go to the previous draw. What do you got? 2, 11, 5, 14. So 14 was used. So is there any down here? 6, 15, 10, 1, 8, 9. 6, 15, 10, 1, 8, 9. 6, 15, 10, 1, 8, 9. So none of those were used. So, okay, so now it's really good chance. You wait. If you can wait, like if you're playing one state, if you see one that hasn't pulled from like the top 3 or 4 in like a draw, or like literally a draw, maybe 2 draws, it's going to pull from there. Now that reduces your numbers by a lot. Okay, so if you like look at Florida, let me show you Florida. So Florida 14 is yellow. Okay, I'm sorry, that was yellow. It was used tonight. See that? So that was used. That was yellow, and that was used tonight. And you can do that. Just jump around to different states if you want to. You can go back a day or whatever and see what was used. So 9 and 10 on the previous one. Okay, or so there's 10 right there. So the 4th one was used. But your best bet is to go to here and do it over here, and then do like 1% to 2% or so, and you'll see like which ones are out right now. Okay. And then you can go and not look for a number specifically right now, but you just go and just grab like whatever, like I did for Wisconsin, because I play in Wisconsin. So 2 is due, right? So what I do is I go over to here and I go down to Wisconsin. All right, this is for midday. What am I on right now? I'm on the expectation. I didn't mean to be on that. What did I do? X out of that? I must have X'd out of my other chart. Okay, so what I do is I go down to Wisconsin, and then I'm going to look at this, and I'm going to do, it's for midday alone. So midday alone, you got 2 is yellow, and it's at the 1% mark. So that will not last long. Okay. And then 11 is actually there too. So if I wanted to, I could just take both of those, do the reduced numbers, and just copy both of these numbers. Okay, which I already did because I'm going to play that tomorrow. I dropped them into here. Okay, this is 2 and 11. And then what I did is I looked at what was due. I actually must have deleted my page again like I do all the time. But 7 is due. 7 is like out a lot. So I'm just going to put all that on that. So I'm going to say a 7 is going to hit tomorrow. And if it does, that starts me off with 123 numbers. Okay. And now if you don't want to do that, 7, there's a high chance that tomorrow's Wisconsin number will come from this. Okay. Instead of 715, I'm starting with 281 box numbers. This works. You can go check it out yourself. They flip constantly when they get up to the top. Okay. And just grab a random one. New Jersey. Let me just go to graph. So what is it here? We got 118274, 118274. There's 11, see? And there's the 4 that was yellow. See? I'm telling you, they get up to the top, they flip. It's not like I'm trying to prove it to anybody here. I'm just stating what I'm finding and what I'm doing in practice. Like, it works. I'm just excited because I know it works. And I haven't really started playing pick 4, but this really reduces your pool to a smaller amount. I start with 281 instead of 715. Now, this is before I start looking at keys and box pairs and high, low, even, odd, all that stuff. Okay, I'm not playing all these numbers. I don't have the money to play all these numbers. All right, and I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to reduce that way down and then take a shot at it. You know what I mean? Just like anybody does. What are we doing? We take 715 numbers and you try to reduce it by whatever method you're doing, and you're trying to take a shot at it. You're not playing all 715, but you're starting off with, the whole dang batch. I'm not starting off with the whole batch. I'm starting with 281 logically. And I know that that's not going to last because I've been just practicing this just over the last week or two and just sitting here going through all the states, and they're constantly taking from the top 2 or 3. And if it doesn't pull from it, it's going to. So just stick with it. But like I said, the best place to start is right here. And you can actually do this. Then what you can do, this is awesome, which I haven't even yet to, this is so cool. I have yet to even try this, but I'm pretty excited about it. You can go to colors on the pick 4 and then go down to triplets, do like ABC. Here you go. Let's see if there's anything for Wisconsin. Okay, so Florida evening, purple is due on the ABC. Okay, so let's just pretend that I thought that purple was going to hit on the ABC for Wisconsin. Okay, that's just so it's example. So what I do is I just go to numbers boxed because I don't have to do the ABC because it already did it for me when I copied it there. So there you go. So now I'm down to 157 if I think a purple is going to hit. And remember, it's you can totally predict these to an extent, like what was that for anyway? So that was a purple for Florida evening. So look at Florida evening. See, look at this. There hasn't been a purple in the ABC since 523. See that? Look at that purple gone. Now watch the purple. Except for that big giant gap. But for the most part, it's just like little pick 3 games. It's purple's hitting. You know what I mean? So it's something, maybe you want to wait on it for a little bit more. Like I say, I like to do it when it's combined. I feel like that's a much better option to look for ones that are combined. So maybe you want to jump or like go to another one, go to the ABD. Try to find a state that's combined. I'm at 1%. Maybe you want to bump it up too if you wanted to. But let's see, ACD. Yeah, I don't care about that. Let's go 2% once. Might be even hard to even find that. Yeah, let's go to like 4%. There we go. Indiana. So Indiana on the ABC. Been out for quite some time. So let's look at Indiana once. Indiana. So on the ABC, there hasn't been a. What did it say? A purple? No, I don't even know where it was. Oh, it's a red, right? No. Sorry. Indiana daily purple. We're at 4% though now. See, you had to jump all the way up to 4%. So, I mean, look at a lot of purple. Just play the gaps, man. They hit all the time. But that's me though. I break things down a lot more than I probably need to. And I'm starting to learn that I just play a little bit bigger group of numbers, but I'm not interested in playing a giant group of numbers for freaking days on end just so I can win 3750 and spend 25. I want to break it down what I'm doing and then, hopefully there's a key do and all that stuff and get it down to very low, convert it to straight, and then take a stab at straights and try to get big wins. Anyway, so that's what I'm trying to do. So anyway, so check out these colors if you want and breaking it down because it really can be very useful in creating a smaller pool. So, wow. All right, 27 minutes, I'm out of here. And then I'm going to start another video in a few minutes that's going to be about combining states for another way to make smaller pools. All right, have a good day.